course, we have this new side of the show, which is you now have somebody watching you all the time.
Isn't that so weird?
Which is so weird, and also kind of weirdly hot in this really weird way when you watch it in a kind of scary, strange way.
Right. And that we get to see he's being a gentleman about it.
Oh.
Like he's totally doing a creepy, awful thing, and yet he's not doing it in ways that would make us feel like he's violating her sexuality or her.
No, and you know, as an audience member too, like watching it when it first, you ended the last episode, and there's this great moment where you kind of giggle when you get off the phone because he's asked you out, and you realize that he's watching you. You just immediately are like, oh. And then that date that you sort of have with he gets the wine and he takes you to a national monument and you have a chat, you're still a little on edge as an audience member because although I'm going to say you look awesome with the gloves and I'm still worried for you. I know you could take him. You could probably kick him, but I was worried for you. Then it sort of changes. Like you start to, as soon as you realize that Fitz has sent him, and when he turns off the television screens in the morning, it's kind of, oh.
Yeah, the Fitz connection too is so interesting. I mean, I remember reading that and thinking, how is this going to unravel? That's the most fun thing about these characters in this world is that we don't know how things are going to unravel. We don't know how it's going to turn out in the end. It's really fun. We get to be on the ride as much as the fans do in some ways.
I've got a couple of questions.
Okay.
That aren't mine, but they might be mine too. Which
are you going to pick the ones that are also yours, the ones that you are most curious about?
Well, going back to what we were talking about Jake, like I think we're all fascinated with the potential of the Jake and Olivia relationship because it feels like
he's such a great actor too.
Scott Foley, isn't he great?
He's great, yeah.
And the great thing is you so trust him.
Yeah, you do. He's really charming. Scott Foley is
super charming.
And he's not as handsome as his character. They do a lot in hair and makeup, but no, he's very charming and handsome. And so you want to like him even though all of these awful things are going. You know what else I like about this, this awful thing he's doing is something that we've seen Olivia Pope do. And so in some ways, it's terrible that he's watching her, but we've seen her do it to Abby and David. So it's not completely out of the realm of what's possible, and kind of his sin is a sin she's already committed, which I love. I love that.
You're absolutely right. But for some reason, when it's being perpetrated on Olivia, we all take it incredibly personally.
That's right.
And I think up to a point we did with Abby, but it does feel like, wait a second, it's her job to do that.
That's right.
That's not
She's
somebody
the one
else's.
who's
She's
supposed to be doing the watching.
She's in charge of that stuff.
That's right.
Daryl Harper, I am tiny. Do you feel that Olivia has suspicions at all of Jake, even though she's going on a date with him?
I think that Olivia is trying to be more guarded with men in general and to be more clear about, this kind of person who she has a flirtatious energy with. She's trying to be more clear about it because her relationship with her last boyfriend, the POTUS, turned out to not go so well. And same with Senator Davis. Like, I think she's just trying to be more clear in general and be more suspicious of herself and others so that she can make decisions like she does at work that are more strongly connected to her gut and her instincts and all of that.
Certainly one thing that we learned that she says is that she made very bad professional decisions because her personal decisions started to influence her professional decisions. Right. And I think for Olivia, it's really the two never melded like that until she became involved with Fitz. So everything at this point for her is suspect.
Yeah, and it is already tricky with him, because she's already giving Jake information that's influential, and there's already too much crossover with what happened with the hostages and Jake and information, and he primarily is supposed to be a work source. So I think she's trying to delineate more and be more careful.